Hello my darlings and darklings, welcome back to the Simply Witchery YouTube channel. My name is Lethe and today I am doing a collective reading for September 15th through the 30th for my water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This week I am using the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Cosmos Oracle deck. Make sure you check in with your moon and rising sign as well as your sun sign because you are not just your sun sign. You'll get a more complete picture that way. And two, this is a collective reading. Not everything is for everyone. Not everything will resonate with everyone. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, water signs. Let's see what the energy for this next couple of weeks is like for you. What is the energy for September 15th through the 30th for my water signs? What is the energy? There it is. Ooh. This is my persistent card in this deck. It comes up constantly. This is Venus. And for you, I am getting water signs that you need to tend to some self-love for the next couple of weeks. You've got to love yourself, my dears. Spend some time in self-care. That's really what I'm getting is, the biggest thing you can do for you right now is to love yourself, to spend time with yourself and on yourself, for yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you. Self-love, self-care, all the good stuff, all the good self stuff. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. How can water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, best support this Venus energy in the next couple weeks? A lot of things spill out here. All right, whoa, okay. Let me get myself organized here a little bit, and I will show you these cards. Interesting, okay. So I pulled the Daughter of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Five of Swords, lots of swords for you this week, the Six of Cups. I almost said the Emperor. The Emperor card kind of looks like that, but it's not that card. The Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Mother of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and Death. Okay, I'm gonna start with all these swords, because I feel like these all have something of a unified message for you for this next couple of weeks. Where do I start? I feel like I should do this in number order for some reason, so let me do number order. So this feels like a timeline. This is a timeline that I'm getting. Either this has happened, you're definitely going through the process of it. You're in one of these stages right now. So the first one is the Three of Swords. Deep heartbreak. Something or someone has broken your heart very deeply, and it's been very painful for you. So that initial heartbreak is the beginning of this timeline. And then in the Five of Swords, the Three of Swords is like your, the initial wound. This is when you're like, where the wound is like bleeding, where you feel it, it's fresh. And then the Five of Swords is a little more like you've wrapped the wound, but the wound is still there and it still hurts, but you've patched yourself up a little bit. And then this Seven of Swords is where the wound is healed, but you have the scars now. The Seven of Swords is the scarring stage where you're angry, you're upset, you don't really know how to deal with these emotions that you're feeling after this trauma. Some people might be telling you in this stage that you should be over it, you should just move on because that's how trauma works. And then this Eight of Swords is where you really start to heal those emotional wounds. And then in the Daughter of Swords, this is where you get the renewal. This is where you actually start to move on and you start to really, you're healed now, and now you're moving on and away from the trauma. And then, okay, So that's kind of what you're going through. Those are the stages. You could be in any one of these cards at this point right now, water signs. And so, let me see. And so, I'm trying to figure out how the rest of these cards kind of relate to this timeline. Okay. I'm getting, okay. So, there's 5 stages in this grief, but there's only 4 cards that are going to actually give advice. And each of these cards corresponds to a stage, and it's how you can, and it gives you some advice on how you can best move through this stage. There isn't advice for the 3 of Swords, because this is just your trauma state. And the only thing you can do is just feel through it. Feel through the pain and move through it as quickly as you can. As quickly as is healthy, I will say. Not as quickly as you can. Because as quickly as you can would be just brushing it off. And that's not healthy. You need to feel through it. And do that as quickly as is healthy for you to do. For the 5 of Swords, your advice is the 7 of Pentacles. And for me in this deck, this card is very much about stepping stones. If you take a look at the card, you've got this diagonal line of pentacles. And so this to me is stepping stones. So when you're in this, my wounds are wrapped and starting to heal, you want to make a plan for yourself. Give yourself space to heal, give yourself time to heal, and give yourself an action plan to nurture that healing. So for some of you, it might just be having scheduled self-care time, scheduled time with your friends, schedule it out. Healing is this thing that happens on nobody's timeline, but the structure of the things you do to support the healing will really help you move through this stage as quickly as is healthy, again. And then once you're in the 7 of Swords, the scarred stage, where you're starting to feel the anger and all the other emotions that come with a deep trauma, your advice is the 6 of Cups. And this is getting rooted, getting grounded, reminding yourself of your worth, reminding yourself that the world isn't just this horrible, awful place all the time. It can feel like that, especially when you're hurting as deeply as you are right now, water signs. But put roots down and see the glowing color of the world through your roots. This is another call to spend time with people who you love. Spend time with your family, with your friends, with the people who love you, with people who you love in return, and let them help you remember that the world is not this horrible, awful place all the time. And then the 8 of Swords, which is your kind of beginning to heal stage, this where you're moving past. You've moved through all your negative emotions, and now you're starting to actually heal the wound and remove the scar tissue and let it become new life again. Your advice is death, which is you let it go. In the 7 of Swords, in that scarred face, that's where you feel the emotions, where you move through them. And now you're past it. Now you've had time to feel them. Now you have to let them go. You have to let those negative emotions, those negative feelings, actually, it's not just negative ones, because when you're hurt this bad, it's because something that really made you happy was stripped away. And I'm getting the feeling that for a lot of you, it's going to be some kind of relationship. So you have to let go of the good things too, because you've been through this trauma because there's something better. And you have to let go of everything about the past in order to move on to that brighter future. So feel through it, and then let that shit go. And then in the Daughter of Swords, your advice is the Mother of Wands. And this is about creating new life. This is, for me, the Empress of the minor arcana. So create something. Create anything. Do what you want to do, but make it a creative project, or work on a relationship in concert with another person. Grow new life, grow new happiness, grow new relationships once you have passed through those emotions and let them go. Yeah. Okay, that was crazy. This is gonna be a long reading. Yeah, we'll do it like usual. We'll do our how you'll be challenged, even though we sort of covered literally everything in a timeline and advice kind of thing. Actually, I'm gonna do an old trick that I learned, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is someone who was important to you, romantic or otherwise, who's hurt you. So I'm going to look for the Lovers in my deck. Let's see, there it is. And I'm gonna take the card on the bottom of the Lovers and the card on the top. And this will tell me how you can work through the challenges of this this situation. So I drew Temperance, or I pulled out Temperance and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're gonna come to a lot of challenges. When you're dealing with trauma like this, there's a lot of challenges. And I don't think asking what the challenge will be helpful, which is why I'm doing this. So when you're hitting a wall in this process that we talked about, first of all, balance yourself. You've got to be grounded, and you've got to be committed to healing. You have to really be like, I'm not gonna just sit here in this pain. I'm going to do something about or with the pain. So you wanna be balanced, you wanna be grounded throughout this process. That's very important. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, remember that there is always the capacity for new life. For me, the Ace of Pentacles is a seed of new life. And you take this seed and you can plant it, and then something will grow from it. So keep that in mind as you're working through this. As you go through it, the process will give you little seeds, and you need to plant those seeds so that you can watch new things grow from this situation. So that water signs is my reading for you for September 15th through the 30th. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you, or if you have any questions. Like this video if it resonated. Subscribe and ring the little bell if you would like to be notified when I do more readings like this one. Yeah, so have an excellent end of September, water signs. I love you very much. It's gonna be okay. I feel like I should say that. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get to that Daughter of Swords as quickly as you can. Just move through the process. Okay, I'm babbling now. I love you, bye!